in relation to Bruno G, because there's a number of stories circulating. You can see the top story that has come directly from Brazil, that Arsenal have improved their offer and have sent an 85 million bid to Newcastle. Team Talk have said Newcastle have given the green light for Bruno G to Arsenal. Sky Sports Seth has said that Bruno G to Arsenal is understood to be at a very advanced stage behind the scenes. With confidence, a deal will be reached. And a lot of these updates came out fairly late last night. A lot of these updates came out from between 10:30 p.m., 11 p.m. UK time throughout the course of the evening. And I'm always intrigued by the international updates, especially from the media in the homeland of said players. We go back and look at the situation with Julian Alvarez when he first joined Man City. Was one of the first times we really saw this. You had all of their kind of local and their national press knowing the updates before Ornstein, before Fabrizio. They may not have been taken as seriously, but we saw it there. We've had it many a times when players are at Portuguese clubs. And the biggest one that stands out was Darwin Núñez. Man United, according to most of the British press, were leading the way. And then we started seeing all the Portuguese outlets for about 12 hours. Liverpool have hijacked it. Liverpool have come in. Nothing from the big players in the UK or the big European journalists. And then bang, the Ornstein update. So it says here, major breaking news. Arsenal have submitted an improved offer to Newcastle worth 85 million for Bruno Guimaraes. The proposal consists of 80 million guarantee plus a further 5 million in performance-related bonuses. Now, what's very interesting is how close this kind of sits to the hand of Arsenal's update. Now, I know the hand of Arsenal, along with Sully at Man United, have had a fair amount of stick this year for their kind of transfer stories and what's been going on in that space. What he sends on Bruno G for me, if Bruno G turns around, because there is another story that's come out today, which is worth keeping an eye on, where Simon Phillips has said that Chelsea include Bruno G and Carlos Baleba amongst their top names. They are monitoring to bolster the midfield during the summer. If Chelsea get involved, as a case in point, if City get involved, as a case in point, and Bruno G says, like Morgan Rogers, like Mateus Fernandes, and we are seeing a theme this summer that cannot be and shouldn't be ignored, of players not fully committing to one club, then Newcastle may get closer and or may get their asking price. But if Bruno G says, I want to leave, I only want Arsenal, let's negotiate, you'll probably find a happy medium. Arsenal wanted to pay around 60 million. Newcastle are asking for around about 100 million. So they'll probably find a place in the middle, like most transfers do. So a lot of stories in the last few days about this deal advancing. We're now getting these updates from Brazil. I feel Bruno G will leave Newcastle. That's just my personal feeling. I don't know, and I'm not going to make any claims that this signing of Bamba is a direct replacement because I don't know enough about Alhaji Bamba. In fairness, I probably have heard his name before due to watching a few Monaco games in the Champions League last season, but I don't really remember him. His name isn't one on the tip of my tongue. Some of you in the comments section might know more about him. Some of you certainly will know more about him than I do. I don't know whether he's a Bruno G replacement, a Tonali replacement. Some people saying here that he's a 6. Fair. Like, again, I'm not making that claim. Some may do that. But personally, I don't see Bruno G staying, the same as I didn't see Anthony Gordon staying. I didn't see Tonali staying. I didn't see Isak staying. And I don't see Bruno G staying either. But your thoughts, your opinions on this in that comment section below. Let's delve into some of these stories here. Is it true? Have we actually submitted a bid? Well, Jordan, my personal belief is yes. And I say as to why, but you've got to, the problem we have right now, and I do blame some of the journalists, and I blame the football fans as well. A lot of football fans don't like taking accountability for this, but the football fans who follow transfer news, but that are anal about the language. So if you see any fan goes, I hate words like monitoring. What's an official bid and an unofficial bid? All of these delinquents are the problem here. Most clubs don't submit official bids until they know they're likely to be accepted. And even when you hear this bid been rejected, that's been this. Chelsea put a bid in for Alex Scott the other day of 65 million. It weren't an official bid. It was via an intermediary. I just think we've got to push journalists to go back to using neutral language. So whether it's an unofficial or an official bid, whether it's
making a decision quickly, not to go into a drawn-out saga and go and get a player that is obviously there for transfer, is available, Roma willing to sell, player willing to move, and this deal could happen quite quickly. I think this is probably the best way of looking at it in terms of what United's thinking is here, because there are other options there. There are other players like Baleba, like Scott, and you're looking obviously closer to home there as well. The likes of Adam Wharton could come into it. We've heard about Tyler Adams and Sander Berg. I think Kone is sort of the only player from overseas that has had serious interest from Manchester United, and they are ready to go. Camavinga was the one that might have obviously come in and changed the landscape with this transfer. But look, it could be that United get the agreement in place and are ready to move on the player, but then pivot to another player. They could go to the likes of Camavinga. Maybe they're pushing Real Madrid to make something happen with Camavinga. Maybe they're pushing other Premier League clubs to say, hang on a minute, if United sign this player, then we're not going to sell to United, and then we're going to be entering the last 2 years of the contracts of these players. If they don't sign a new deal, which they've got no intention of, and that's been made clear in the cases of Baleba and Scott, then they're going to be finishing next season with 1 year left. And the price all of a sudden starts to drop. That's the risk that these clubs are taking. Could United be moving for Kone, or showing that they're moving for Kone, to try and prompt another transfer in, use it as a smokescreen? Sounds strange me saying this, but normally I would be moving with this, but the way that this window is gone, this could all be a bluff from Manchester United, and there might be something else on the agenda. There could be another signing being prepared. I'm sure Romano will come out and give us his say on this very soon as well, and obviously put more clarity on it. He'll probably say that he still just talks with the players' representatives, but this is what this story is. It is agreement in principle, and this is what we're getting now. It's just getting more clarity and more confirmation that Kone is happy to move to United. Do United go in and chance that bid with Roma? Romano's probably not going to know. Well, not yet anyway. We'll see, because he's got the Italian connection there also. So let's just see how this develops from this point now. But confirmation again, Kone wants to go to Manchester United, is happy to go to Man United if you believe these reports. Or could this be one big bluff for Man United? They're trying to play the market here in a way. Anything is possible in this transfer window, and we've seen that already with United. Let me know what you think this is. Is it a bluff? Is it a smokescreen? Or are United finally honing in on their one midfield target for that third spot that they needed this window? Get your comments in below. Obviously, pop a like on the video if you're enjoying the content and constant updates here on the channel. And if you want to stay up to date with all of them updates, then please do hit that subscribe button as well. Hit the bell notification to stay up to date on all the latest. And I'll catch you all in the next video.
For months, Mikel Arteta has been searching for the final piece of his midfield puzzle, and Bruno Guimaraes continues to be one of the names most heavily linked with the Gunners. Reports suggest Arsenal are considering an offer worth around £85 million, believing the Brazilian has exactly the qualities needed to elevate the squad to another level. It's easy to see why. Bruno combines relentless energy with exceptional technical ability. He can dictate the tempo, win possession, launch attacks and produce moments of quality in the biggest matches. Those are precisely the characteristics Arteta values. Imagine Bruno Guimaraes alongside Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard operating further forward. Suddenly Arsenal would possess a midfield capable of matching anyone in Europe. But completing the transfer is another matter entirely. Newcastle United have consistently made it clear that Bruno is one of the club's most important players. Convincing the Magpies to sell would likely require not only a substantial transfer fee but also lengthy negotiations. Still, Arsenal supporters continue to believe this could become the club's biggest signing of the summer. Now let's turn to Spain. Few players have dominated midfield over recent years quite like Rodri. The Manchester City star has established himself as one of the world's finest holding midfielders, becoming the heartbeat of Pep Guardiola's side with his composure, intelligence and remarkable consistency. That's exactly why speculation linking him with Real Madrid has captured so much attention. According to recent rumors, the Spanish giants continue to admire Rodri as they plan for the future of their midfield. The thought alone is enough to excite Madrid supporters. Imagine Rodri joining a squad already packed with elite talent. His experience, leadership and ability to control matches would make Real Madrid even stronger. However, it's important to remember that these reports remain speculative. Manchester City have shown no desire to part with one of their most influential players, and there has been no official confirmation of an agreement between Rodri and Real Madrid. Even so, transfer windows are famous for producing unexpected twists. Sometimes the biggest stories begin as whispers before gathering momentum. And finally, Liverpool. The Reds have quietly been monitoring several attacking options, and one name that continues to surface is Bradley Barcola. The Paris Saint-Germain winger has developed into one of Europe's most exciting young forwards. Blessed with blistering pace, exceptional dribbling and the confidence to take on defenders, Barcola fits the profile of the modern wide attacker every top club wants. Reports suggest Liverpool's interest is growing as they explore attacking reinforcements. If negotiations progress, Barcola could become one of the headline signings of the window. From Liverpool's perspective, the move makes perfect sense. Adding another explosive winger would increase competition, improve squad depth and provide fresh tactical options across multiple competitions. Supporters are already imagining what Barcola could bring to Anfield. His direct running, his creativity in one-on-one situations, his ability to unlock compact defenses. Those qualities would suit Liverpool's fast, attacking style perfectly. Of course, PSG remain in a strong position.